Morning, beautiful souls. Welcome back to your daily divine messages from Spirit. I'm Princess Leah. And if this video found you, you are a chosen one, a child of God, a divine being. You may be going through some extreme spiritual activation, ascension. It might feel like spiritual warfare. You might be feeling spiritually attacked from all angles. Your heart chakra may be opening, expanding, clearing. Maybe you're actually feeling some chest things going on. Maybe your skin on your chest is breaking out, or whatever it may be. If that is what's happening for you, if you feel like you're mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically reaching a breaking point, Spirit really wants you to hear this message. There's a message here for you. We're going to pull the Tarot, Starseed Akashic Records Tarot. Get some messages from Lemuria's Galactic Council and beyond Lemuria oracles. We're going to see what next steps we can take with Don Miguel and the Four Agreements oracles, as well as this Mind Hustle by our divine soul sister Rachel. And if the messages resonate with what you're going through right now, just know that the message is for you. It's a rainy and overcast, kind of gloomy feeling of a Monday. I just feel like everyone should have Mondays off, especially when they're rainy. But I just hear the rain being a moment of cleansing, a moment of clarity, a moment of purging. And sometimes to purge, it's not very comfortable. We are in the pre-shadows of the Mercury retrograde. It's going to be happening in the sign of Sagittarius on the 25th. We also are just a day before, just literally at the final minutes of Pluto leaving the sign of Capricorn for the last time in our lifetimes, and we'll be moving into Aquarius tomorrow, the 19th. This is a major shift in the collective. This is when revelations will start to happen. Revolutionary wars is, spiritually is what I'm hearing. We're going to be expanding our, just moving out of the box, out of the collective, old way of traditions, of things, of how we used to operate, systems that we used to operate from are going to be challenged to melt away with that Aquarius out of the box, humanitarian, the individualized humanitarian kind of mindset. Everything's going to be shifting, expanding, and and if your body is going through these moments, it's because Spirit is working through you. We have the Three of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. Your guides are working through you as you are co-creating Thank you, Spirit. What are you co-creating? Wow, look at this. 10-10. 10 of Wands to the 10 of Crystals. Thank you, Spirit. So you might be seeing 10-10 a lot. 10 is completion. So you are completing the cycle of the burdens that you've been carrying, the burdens of the weight of the world. You may be, as chosen ones, star seeds, light workers, you are called here to be the light in a world full of darkness. And that can be very, very burdensome. It can feel like you are carrying the weight of the world literally on your heart, on your mind, on your shoulders. You may feel obligated to, take on responsibilities that are not really yours to take on. You may be feeling the the empathic sensitivities of other people's traumas and karmas and, whatever energy and emotions they may be even holding in. Spirit is saying, release your burdens. Give your burdens to me. You see how the 10 of Wands is like the reflection. It's like the 5 of Wands times 2, It's interesting how it's got 3 wands here, 3 wands here, 3 wands here, and then 1 in the middle, like the ace. 3 of Wands in and of itself means the path is wide open. So it's like the path is wide open, on all these angles. I'm hearing, for some reason, I'm seeing the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That might resonate with some. Don't worry if it doesn't. You can see by nails of the Mercury retrograde, just going crazy. I even burned my hand here on the steam from my coffee kettle or my tea kettle. And it's interesting the way, because it looks like an eye. Isn't that interesting? And I'm seeing it as even almost like an evil eye protector because of this spiritual warfare that the light workers and star seeds are going through, because this is leading us into our abundance or generational. We are ending curses, generational curses, so that we can come into generational abundance. Ooh, and it's heavy as hell. We're literally laying the burdens down of hell so that we can bring heaven to earth. And that's no light work, right? We might be the light workers, but this is no light work. Okay, this is not for the faint or the weary. This is heavy. This is intense. And when we are reaching at our final ending, when we're moving out and shifting into a huge, Pluto is a life-changing planet of death and transformation by facing your fears. When we are in this space, it is no easy task, and it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of rest and empathy for yourself, drinking lots and lots of water, detox teas, maybe even soups. You might be upgrading the carbon density in your body to more light crystalline body frequencies, so your body may not even be able to handle dense processed foods right now. You might be going through doing some fasting. You might be doing some gut cleanses. Might be a good time to do some. We also are in the last, few days of the post shadow of the full moon in Taurus that we had. The final full blue super moon that we had of the year. That was also beautifully intense. We had the 11/11 portal last Monday. There was just a lot. We've been shifting, that we're moving out of this old frequency, the old I just heard pain bodies, the old bodies of pain, so that we can move into the new bodies of light. Yes. Yes, thank you, Spirit. It is so intense, though, the rain, and it can come and fluctuate, and you really need to honor yourself. Don't let anybody try to tell you that what you're going through is irrelevant, to tell them it's, tell you that it's not, it's in your head, or tell you that you can't feel that way, or make you feel bad. People may be coming at you looking for reasons to want to fight you, want to argue with you, want to, bring out the ego in you, because the ego is dying. The ego is coming to an end. That's that Pluto, death, and transformation. Saturn also just went direct in the sign of Pisces. It's been in retrograde since like June. So Saturn is also the planet of karma and responsibility. So we've been reflecting in the sign of Pisces for the last 5 months around what is our karma? What are our responsibilities? The weight of the world. Are we really carrying the appropriate weight, or are we carrying too much? Other people's issues, other people's burdens, that's not our own, other people's fears and opinions and judgments. Are we worrying too much about what people think about who we think we have to be? Are we carrying the weight of the ego, of thinking we have to show up in a certain way, we have to have a certain kind of status, we have to be a certain kind of parent, our children have to be certain kinds of ways? We have to make a certain kind of money and wear a certain kind of clothes and drive a certain kind of car. And if we don't have those things, that we're not enough. We are releasing this burden of feeling like we are not enough. We're releasing lack. This is 10 of Wands, feelings of lack. So we can move into 10 of Crystals, feelings of abundance, of wealth, of spiritual wealth is what I'm hearing. You are moving into spiritual wealth, beautiful starseeds, chosen ones. If you are hearing this right now, this message is for you. If you stumbled upon this, if you decided to click on this, this is for you. This is what Spirit is coming through to say, that you are moving into spiritual wealth. You may not see it on the material yet, because you are completing the cycle of this lack, of this poverty, of this pain, of this suffering. And I just keep hearing Spirit say, release it to me. I just keep hearing the Holy Spirit say, just give it up to me. Surrender to me. Surrender these burdens. Let them go. It's okay, because we're coming home. We're coming home, says Lemuria. Number 31 might be a significant number for you. A soul path number reduces to 4 of stability. Your heart chakra. Look at that, how she's pointing at the star in her heart. And all the bubbles of the eyes of the ancestors, of your angels, archangels, ascended masters. They are all up in heaven and here on earth in their presence with you, helping you return home. And this is the card that flipped over, the ethers. Yeah, and the ethers. That's funny. They are. The ethers is going through the ethers is going through war. Even at church yesterday, they were talking about, for those who care to hear, and it's all right. If you don't, that's fine. Maybe the message will, this is not about what your religious belief is. This is about if the messages, resonate with you. But even at church yesterday was talking about how sometimes the battles that we're dealing with are not actual physical battles, but spiritual battles. I say this all the time, that sometimes while we are waiting for our blessings, while we are completing and in this limbo space, of the ending of old cycles to enter into this beginning of new cycles, while we are releasing the burdens and the weight and the lack and the poverty and the fears and the doubts and the shames and the gremlins and the dark nights. There's that space where the phoenix burns to ashes and then rises. That space between then is what? It's sitting in the ashes in stillness, and then it will rise. But we're like in between, where it's like, okay, we already burned up, or we're burning up into crisp, and then we're moving into this ash. Now we're just these ashes waiting to be risen. While we are waiting, God is working up in the ethers. Up in the ethers, fighting for our spiritual sovereignty, for our spiritual strength, for our spiritual protection. That's why these storms are here. This is what I tell my son all the time when there are big storms and he feels afraid. I tell him that is just the divine forces at work protecting us against the dark forces, protecting us from protecting our light. Number 11. I love that because we've been getting a lot of numbers that reduce to 11. That is ascension. We are ascending up into the ethers. Rising, the seamless, unspeakable. That is ground zero, the 0 point. That meaning, again, the end in between the beginning. And it's very uncomfortable. It's very, very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. And people who are not in the space to be able to recognize, to hear, to see. And I'm also hearing for starseeds who, again, you're still human is what I'm hearing. If you make mistakes, if you're making mistakes, if you say the wrong thing, if you did the wrong thing, if you accidentally, overshared or accidentally said something that hurt someone's feelings, Spirit is saying you are a human being still. You're still a human being, human. You might be a starseed from the ethers. You might realize that your home is not here on earth, but your home is returning back to your soul. Back to who you are. Beyond this world, beyond this space, beyond this age, this body, this avatar, this status, this marriage. And I'm hearing you're going to make mistakes still because you're still learning and experiencing. And people may not understand that. People think, well, aren't you the golden child, chosen one? Aren't you Jesus reincarnated? Like, no, I'm not Jesus reincarnated. Okay, I'm still a human being. I'm still doing my very best. Maybe for some you are doing your best to walk with Jesus, walk in the footsteps of Jesus, but that doesn't make you Jesus. And that doesn't mean that you are not lovable because you're not perfect like Jesus. You are made perfect in his name, in his image. Thank you, Spirit. You are made perfect in his perfection, but that is okay that you are making mistakes, that sometimes you say things you don't mean, or you accidentally let things come out of your mouth that you didn't mean to say, and then you want to take it back, but you can't. And there's nothing you can do but just recognize, become aware, and forgive yourself. Take responsibility and apologize as necessary, and do your best. Do your best next time. Continue to do your best. And if people don't want to accept you for being a human being and making mistakes and accidentally saying the wrong thing, if people don't want to forgive you, people want to attack you and make you feel shame for being, because you hurt their feelings, and they don't want to have compassion either. If they just want to feel triggered, you are a triggering aspect, Starseed. You are a triggering aspect to people. Why? Spirit says because you are the light. You are working with Spirit, co-creating to bring light, which means you are enlightening the darkness. which means people are not going to want their darkness exposed, especially if they still feel shame. So they're going to project it onto you. Remember, starseeds, you are unfortunately the brunt of people's projections. And you also may find yourself accidentally projecting your own human traumas. Because as starseeds, you didn't have it easy growing up either. Because you grew up born into this world knowing you are completely different. As a child, you may have felt completely different. You may have felt like you were an alien to people. Like this goddess here, you may have felt like a complete alien. You may have felt like, what is missing with me? Why? Why am I so different? Why is this happening to me? Why was I born in the wrong family? Was I born in the wrong era? Was I born in the wrong race or gender? Like, what is wrong with me? And Spirit is saying there's nothing wrong with you, beloved. This is not your home. You may be living on earth, but you are not from earth. You are here to heal earth. You may have even been told you are an earth healer. Rachel says in the Mind Hustle, your thoughts create your reality. Stop worrying, stop stressing, focus on what a badass you are. And this is true. Yes, it is. And it can be really, and I'm hearing that's part of that 10 of Wands, to stop worrying, to release your worries, release your stresses. Fix your eyes on how amazing you are. Fix your eyes on divine love, on God's love. Fix your eyes on what is. Even if what is right now feels heavy and burdensome, even if you know you're not quite there, you said, I'm not better than I was, not as good as I'm gonna be, right? That's a song from an old friend. Maybe you might be feeling that way. Do your best to release those worries and stresses and burdens up to divine, most high, whatever name you want to call it, God, universe, Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. Give it up, release it up, because you're coming into this beautiful abundance that will, this legacy, starseed, you are here to leave a legacy. By the time you return back home, you will be known on this earth. You are meant to shine for generations after you. Your story will be written. It's already in the stars. It's already in, your legacy is already written in the stars. But you will be known well past you return back home. Just remember how of amazing person that you are. You are a spiritual badass, is what I'm hearing. Okay, coming into spiritual wealth. The next steps that we can take from the 4 agreements oracles is to not take anything personally. To be immune to others' opinions. This is really good. Thank you, Spirit. Be immune to others' opinions. What others say and do. What did I just say, y'all? I can't make this up. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be a victim of needless suffering. Okay, I'm hearing you got enough to worry about right now, boo. You got enough in the ethers that is fighting on your behalf. I truly feel like we either I'm having deja vu or we've had these two cards together before, because I feel like I said that before. You have enough that's going on in your spiritual realm as you are breaking chains of karmic, generational, familial trauma, curses, karma. And it's not easy. It's not fun all the time. It's not easy and it's not fun all the time, and that's okay. It's okay. But be immune to other people's opinions. They gonna be sipping their own haterade. They want to be mad because you're not perfect, because you offended them, because you hurt their feelings. They want to be mad. They want to make you feel the shame that is creeping up their leg. Don't let those gremlins pull you down. That's just the ego trying to feast, trying to stay alive. But the more you give your burdens up to divine, the Lord, however you want to call it, the more you are building spiritual immunity is what I'm hearing in this card here. Don't take anything personally, no matter what they say or do. That is their projection. Don't allow it to project onto you either, and just do your best. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo. Do your best, but no more and no less, okay? Nobody needs you. I'm hearing Spirit. Spirit is saying nobody needs you to overdo. People might want you to overdo it. People might want you to do for them what you need to do for yourself. People might say, I'm going to get another card here from Mind Hustle. I just am feeling it. You know, their opinions may say, thank you. Their opinions might try to tell you that you're not doing enough. Okay, thank you, Spirit. It's coming through. Their opinions might try to tell you you're not doing enough. You're not enough. You're not acting enough. You're not being enough. You're not working enough. You're not saving enough. You're not spending enough. You're not trying enough. You're not releasing enough. Whatever the case is, that is all that lack that we're releasing. Anything that makes you feel not enough is lack. You might be feeling it heavily because it is coming up to come out. That is not a bad thing to do. And if you need space and time to do it, you have to allow yourself that. You have to allow yourself just that. And don't let anybody else try to tell you, well, do for me first and then you can do for you. No, that's not how this works. Spirit said, I do for me. Okay, I do for what Spirit aligns me to do, so that I can pour into my cup, so that divine can pour into my cup and overflow, so that I have enough to pour into others. And if your cup is there to receive it and you're able to get some of that, you're able to get some of that good, right? Like you're able to get some of this divine love, this divine awesomeness, then great. But I can't pour from an empty cup is what I'm hearing from this don't overdo. And this Ten of Wands is telling us, do not pour from an empty cup. It's going to just cause more resentment. Wow. Okay, that's powerful. So someone needed to hear that. It's hard to hear. It's hard to release. It's hard to accept. But someone needed to hear that. All right, so these messages, I had to get another one from Rachel. I was hearing this from Mind Hustle. This is beautiful. See love in everyone, but especially yourself. Look at this. Be your favorite. What did I say? Be your favorite. See love in everyone, but especially yourself. Be your favorite. Okay? That's beautiful. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to do for you first. You have to do for Spirit. You have to do for your soul first. And then you can do for others. And if it's still not enough for them, well, listen. Hey, dreamer, your future self called and said to get your ass in gear. Time to hustle, baby, okay? So you got to do for you, boo. You got to do for what spirit calls on your heart, on your soul. It is not easy. We might even know exactly what that means. We might know exactly who we need to let go. We might know exactly what we need to do. And it still is so frightening and paralyzing because it's scary. It's unknown. When you reach the end, what do you do next? You can't see the beginning yet. Right? The 10 is the completion, but it also is the beginning. When you reduce that 0, right? Take that 0 away, and it's the 1, the beginning. So, your future self called star seeds and said it's time to hustle. Hustle to come home. It's time to come home is what I just heard. Your future self called and said it's time to come home. Yes. And it is okay. Be your favorite. See love. Don't take it personally. Whatever they're going through, whatever the opinions they want to try to project onto you, see love in them. But that does not mean allow them to tarnish your spirit, your vibes. Because you are too precious, my beautiful beloveds. Thank you, Spirit. This was really beautiful. I hope this message helped. If it did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, Princess Leah 888, where we are here doing our best every day to shine in conscious love, healing the heart of a woman and the soul of mankind. So if you would like to be a part of our soul tribe, definitely hit that notification bell. Know whenever I am going live or posting. And if you'd like to book a personal tea and tarot soul session where you get a 1 ounce loose leaf handcrafted tea from my FemRems apothecary, then absolutely reach out. My information is in my description box below. And you can also feel free to find me over on my social media on Instagram or TikTok, Princess Leah 888. Until next time, my beautiful beloveds, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.